Did you know that only 10% of dogs will find their permanent forever home in their lifespan? And 3.9 million dogs are dumped, abandoned, or taken to shelters every single year. AKA, humans are just big old pieces of... That is exactly how I got my Ellie girl. And that is how Little Bear was born. Let's talk about it. So in October of 2023, me and my boyfriend received a phone call from our friends over at Jack Jack Pack. They own a nonprofit rescue for street dogs, abandoned street dogs. And they gave us a call in October saying that they needed help capturing a dog that had been shot multiple times. First off, I just want to add, before we get into this story time, I have some beef. If you are shooting a dog, if you are dumping my sweet Ellie girl, my 3rd-degree black belt self just wants to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to have a small conversation. Anyway, so we get a phone call. They ask us to come out and help them trap a dog that has been shot multiple different times in a not so very good neighborhood. We decide, okay, we'll go. So at 2 a.m. we prep up, we get in the car, and we head out to go and capture this dog. Now, this dog is absolutely terrified of humans. It's a lab, okay? Labs are like the best family dogs ever. Terrified of humans because it has been shot numerous times. And so capturing him is going to be a big challenge. They've already tried to capture him multiple times and he was getting out of the cage, he was getting away, so they needed assistance. So we grab our snacks, we get in the car, we head out there. As we're headed out there, they preface us of, hey, listen, this is a dog dumping site. This is a neighborhood in which there is going to be hundreds of street dogs. And it's very sad, it's very heavy to see. And our goal is to save this one right now because we can't save them all. There's not enough fosters in the world. There's not enough people that can take in all of these animals. So our goal tonight is to save this one. And once we save this one, we can come back and save another and save another and save another. So I'm mentally preparing myself because if I see any animal on the side of the road, I bring it home. Exhibit A. So we head out there. Mind you, this is 2 weeks after I had lost my soul dog, which I had had for 18 years. So mentally, I'm preparing to save some dogs, okay? Let me tell you, I knew that dumping dogs was a thing. I knew that there are people out there that are just not great people. I'm aware of it. But I did not realize how bad it was. First of all, it took me a long time to wrap my head around the fact that I could not save every single dog that was out there this day. So we get there and there's a trap that is set up to capture Buddy, which is the dog that had been shot multiple different times. So we have the cage, we have the food, we're putting all the food in the cage. Chaz, which works with Jack Jack Pack, he's the co-founder, is dressed up in like a full suit. What is it even called? Moss suit. So he can hide in the trees and trigger the trap when Buddy goes in. I did not mentally prepare myself for what I was about to get myself into. You drive along these streets and see hundreds of dogs just begging for food, chasing the cars, crying, laying there, dead on the side of the road, pregnant dogs limping around, dogs with broken legs limping around. And most of them being very, very sweet, scared of humans, but wanting to get into your car. I did not mentally prepare myself for this. And if I could, I just want to say, I would have brought home about 100 dogs that day. But anyway, so we get out there, we set up the cage, everything, and now it's staking out time. So we have to sit down the road, keep an eye on Buddy, because our goal is to get Buddy in the cage. He needs medical attention. He needs out of this neighborhood where he's been shot numerous times, and he needs to get to safety. So we're watching for Buddy. All these dogs are just walking by the car. I'm over here having a full mental breakdown, telling Alex, like, we need to like call people. We need to get them all. We need to bring food out here. Like, what can we do? We're out here like dumping food on the side of the road so all of these dogs can eat today. I kept just saying, laser focus, we're here for Buddy. So we had been out there for, let's say we get there around like 2 a.m. And we had been out there, the sun's starting to come up. So it's like 5 or 6 at this point in time. We had just been like sitting in the car, watching all of these dogs, keeping an eye out for Buddy. Buddy is super skittish, so we would see him, but he like knew we were there, so he wasn't going into the cage. We've been there for quite some time. I see this like puppy walking down the street. And I'm like, Alex, this is a baby. A lot of the dogs out here are adults. This is a baby. We can definitely find a baby at home. Like somebody will adopt a puppy. And he's like, we gotta focus on Buddy. We gotta focus on Buddy. So I'm watching her, and a lot of the dogs that were dumped out there were Pyreneeses. And I assume this is because people get Pyrenees puppies. They don't know how big they're going to get. They get really big and then people dump them. I don't know. So I assume she was a puppy Pyrenees. We pull up next to her and I'm like, Alex, like, I'm just gonna see if she's sweet, if she's a puppy. Let's put her in the car. Like, I feel it in my soul. This is the dog we need to rescue right now. Like, we're here for Buddy, but we need to rescue this dog. So I go over, I get out of the car. Alex, like, what are we getting ourselves into? And let me tell you, she melts into my arms. There was not a bone in my body that thought that she was going to growl at me, bite me, nothing. She walked up and rolled over like, this is my day. I am finally saved. And that is my Ellie girl. My Ellie girl. So I get out of the car and we're texting the people that are there actually helping trap. So there's multiple different teams out here. Like there's 3 different cars of us trying to capture Buddy, keep an eye on Buddy, make sure he gets to the cage, like just support. I text them and I'm like, hey, I think I just found a baby. Like I think I just found a puppy. I put her in the car. Can you guys come and check her and make sure that she's not chipped? Because if she's chipped, unfortunately, it could just be somebody that lives out there that's letting her roam and letting her be covered in ticks and covered in dirt. And again, I just want to have a conversation with these people. But anyway, so we check if she's chipped and she is not. At this point, she's in the car. She's staring at us. I'm like, Alex, we cannot put her back on the road. It's like, I agree. Let's take her to the vet. She's probably a Pyrenees puppy. Her nips were a little bit big. So we were like, maybe she's not a puppy because she's had babies before, but she was super skinny. So we're like, there's no way she's pregnant now. She wasn't lactating. So we're like, okay, we'll take her to the vet. We'll find her a really good home. So we keep her in the car. We keep capturing Buddy. Now I'm gonna go off on a tangent about Buddy because this is a very sad story and it really shows like what these animals are going through and where the world needs more support, where the world needs more fosters, where the world needs more people that are willing to take dogs in and help them learn how to be a dog again and then find their forever homes. So we have Ellie in the car and we're trying to capture Buddy. We get out, we try to capture him multiple different times. He was just not having it. He's really aware of what's happening at this point because people have been trying to capture him for weeks. And again, he's been shot over like 30 times, so he's terrified of humans. 2 to 3 weeks after this, Buddy was finally captured. And I'll put the x-rays here again, where he had been shot. He had been shot at least hundreds, 30, 40 times with BB guns and pellet guns. And then he had been shot actually 1 time in the shoulder with a shotgun. And so he's seeked medical attention now. He's now in a foster home. And this is why I say that there needs to be more fosters in this world, because Buddy went from being absolutely terrified of humans, and now he's playing with other dogs. He's a family dog. He's playing with humans. He's this goofy, outgoing dog because he learned how to dog again. I just want to share, this is a very beautiful story, and this is not something that is unheard of. This is something that our friends over at Jack Pack are doing every single day, capturing animals that have been dumped, that have been neglected, that have been left to die, that loved their families, dumped on the side of the road. They capture them, they help them, they bring them back to life, they show them what it's like to be a dog again, and then they help them find their forever homes. And so if you're watching this, I do want to say, if you are somebody that would ever foster a dog, if you're looking for a forever companion dog and you have a beautiful home and you're able to really provide for them and afford them and all of those things, please reach out. If you would like to donate any food, if you would like to support in any way possible, there's a ton of rescues in every single city, every single state. There's Jack Pack. There's so many that could really use support because there are thousands, millions of dogs, 3.9 million dogs neglected and dumped every single year. This situation showed me 100% what is happening in this world and that it's not okay. So anyway, Buddy is now safe in a foster home. And we come to find out that Buddy had a little problem and was impregnating a lot of dogs in the neighborhood. Buddy could be Little Bear's father. Let's take it back to Miss Ellie. Another story, another dog that was dumped, that was left, whether that's when she got pregnant, whether that's before she got pregnant. This looks like she's only 2 years old, and this could be her second litter. So she was potentially dumped before her first litter, after her first litter. Who knows? Who knows at this point? We have Ellie. We take her to the vet. They tell us that she's 2 years old and that she's pregnant with 4 babies. And we go into preparation mode. For me, it was, if somebody else has betrayed this dog, if somebody else has left this dog, I can't do that. I cannot put her in another home. I cannot put her on the streets, obviously. I cannot and will not ever put her in a shelter. And so what am I gonna do? We're gonna birth some freaking babies and we're gonna figure it out. Have I ever done that before? No, but we're gonna do it. And so we do. We go into preparation mode, and Miss Ellie gives birth to 4 babies. It was joyful chaos in this home, let me tell you. Joyful chaos. So after 13 weeks of joyful chaos, we then find 3 of them, their forever home. And then there's a 4th. Little Bear! Look, she's cuddling with the cat. And I made a promise to myself. I promised myself I was not going to keep any of the puppies. I was gonna find them all forever homes and keep Miss Ellie. And that is not what happened. And now we're here. So I share all of this story because it's not talked about enough. It's not talked about enough, the dogs that are left outside to die. With no food, with no water, when it's freezing temperatures outside, when it's burning hot temperatures outside, dumped on the side of the freeway where they can get hit by a car. It's not fair what's happening. And it's happening at a rate, at a pace, that it is nearly impossible to save them all. It's nearly impossible to provide every single one of these lives with a forever home. Out there today, where we found Buddy and where we found Ellie, there are hundreds of dogs dying on the side of the road right now that are coming up to a human for food and being shot at because they feel like they're dying, and they're being shot at. They're being sprayed with spray bottles. They're being kicked away. They're being left on the side of the freeways. And it's not okay. It's not okay. I share Ellie's journey and I share Little Bear's journey because if you have an opportunity to bring an animal into your home, keep in mind that it's a forever decision. Keep in mind that they are a soul the same that we are, and they deserve love, they deserve support, and they will be the most loyal animals in the world. They will care for you, they will be there for you when you are having a hard time, if you do the same for them. There are hundreds and hundreds of animals in shelters, thousands of animals being put down every single day because they're not being adopted and shelters are full. And there are hundreds of animals in the middle of nowhere that nobody knows about that were dumped, that loved their families and were left there. And so this is your sign to adopt, not shop. Donate to a shelter. Say something if you see an animal that is being harmed. And this is our story. Thanks for watching this get ready with me and talk about my little bear and my Ellie, my little Lily, which was also a street cat at some point in time. And if you feel called, please share this video and share the resources I'm gonna put below with friends or with family. If you know somebody that is willing to foster and open up their home to a loving animal, if you know somebody that is able to donate to an organization or a no-kill shelter and just provide support. If you are looking for your forever furry friend, I know a very sad place where you could probably find the best loving animal in the world. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.